If a company is breaking its promises to employees and the planet, but still hitting its quarterly earnings, is the board actually doing its job? For years, boardrooms were governed by a single rule: maximize shareholder value at any cost. But that's changed. Today, we talk about stakeholder capitalism, the idea that the company is accountable to its employees, customers, and the environment, not just its investors. Hi, I'm Jean-Baptiste Wautier, and from my experience chairing many boards, managing a lot of portfolio company, and currently serving on boards like Pershing Square or What Use, I know purpose only becomes meaningful when governance embeds real, measurable trade-offs. But here's the problem. Purpose is easy to talk about, but can be challenging to execute. Today, we're discussing how boards can move beyond slogans and drive real accountability through stakeholder capitalism. First, let's ask that question. Is your board's purpose statement a strategic compass or just expensive marketing? Many boards adopt purpose statements that are just too broad to be actionable. Without specific KPIs, these statements fail to guide management when tough decisions arise. Real governance requires sacrifice. You can't always say yes to everything. Boards must define exactly how they balance short-term profits against long-term stakeholder health. I do have many examples in mind of past and present boards where we did strike the balance right by defining long-term objectives around strategy, value creation, but also culture or governance. And that would always be examined by the time we would analyze year-end results, again, with proper KPIs and measurable objectives. Overall, how do you measure the soul of a company as a stakeholder? Social and environmental audits are just as important as financial ones. We need to measure employee retention, supply chain ethics, carbon footprints with the same rigor as EBITDA. We're seeing a shift where executives' bonuses are tied to stakeholder metrics, ensuring management is incentivized to think beyond the quarter. To drive real accountability, boards need consistent data. We're moving toward a global standard where non-financial reporting is as transparent and regulated as a P&L statement. This is the direction we need to continue going in. Can your company survive a reputation crisis if your governance is only built for the balance sheet? In the digital age, a company's reputation is its most fragile asset. Boards that ignore stakeholder sentiment face higher capital costs, talent drains, and regulatory crackdowns. A strong governance framework acts as a filter, helping boards decide which acquisitions to pursue and which markets to exit based on whether those moves align with the company's stated purpose. At the end of the day, it's all about going back to basics, and good old Adam Smith. His foundational books on capitalism were pretty clear that profit should be a consequence of aligning individual incentives in solving a problem for the community. Solving that problem with skills, efficiency, and hard work would always result in a surplus and therefore profit. So profit comes as the logical outcome of a higher purpose consisting in solving a problem. Profit cannot and should not become the sole objective or purpose. So what are the steps then that the board must take to move from talking about values to managing them? First, you need to define your core stakeholders. You can't be everything to everyone. Identify the 3 or 4 stakeholder group most critical to your company's specific mission and focus your efforts there. Then demand non-financial data. As a board member, demand hard data on employee engagement, customer trust, and environmental impact at every board meeting. Audit the culture. Governance isn't just about what happens in the boardroom. It's about what happens in the break room. Boards must find ways to audit all aspects of the company culture to ensure purpose is embodied from top to bottom. Integrity is the ultimate metric. At the end of the day, stakeholder capitalism relies on the integrity of the board to hold the line when the numbers are down, but the mission is on track. Overall, stakeholder capitalism is about sustainability and recognizing that a company can't thrive in a failing society. Real accountability requires the courage to measure what's difficult and the discipline to stick to your purpose when the markets get volatile. If you're interested in how governance is evolving to meet these new demands, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. If you have a topic you'd like me to discuss in a future video, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.